Hey guys, Few Designs here with another tutorial, our second ever tutorial. In this part we'll be continuing with the OC character of Frost, and we'll be sculpting the body today and just putting that together. With no further ado guys, let's go. Okay, as usual we're gonna start off with a rounded cube added with a radius of 1 so we can have a nice spherical shape, and 20 subdivisions. Very nice for working with. We're going to be using this to just block out the body, as you can see, just getting a nice feel of how the body would be after a lot of the volume. Try to do it with proportion in mind. I'm a little bit more used to it now, so I don't really overthink it, but it's always good to always remember your proportions. It will work out for you. Okay, and when we're done, we're pretty much just going to boolean them together as per usual. The best way to go about it, and the boolean tool will come into effect. I think that's like a pandemic now. It's called the boolean pandemic. Boolean. Okay, so in spite of all that struggling, we eventually got it right, and the boolean got to function. I could explain to you what the problems were, but we can do that in another stage. Okay, then we just take the grab brush and we start to use the grab brush to get some better feel of the body, position of the different parts, build out the shoulders. Okay, we also just sort out the back position of the muscles, make sure that the pelvic area is well sculpted, well not sculpted, well blocked out, as with the rest of the body, booleaned it together. So when we come in with the clay brush with 0 strength, just to even out the topology around the joint parts and be able to just sculpt something that looks well better, that looks cool. Okay, so here we just sorting out the gluteal muscles, getting a good separation for them, so we can have some good volume, have a good idea of the kind of lady we're sculpting here, whether she's full-bodied or twig slim, either way. So anyway, this is the process. We just using a combination of the inflate brush and the grab brush to get them well into position and boolean. Yeah, sorry about that, I got a little excited. Yeah, anyway, so we boolean the torso to the head. Awesome. And no, I wasn't really eating chips, I just said SFX. Yeah, anyway, so as we continue, we then get a clay brush, 0 strength as usual for all the parts that we join. Every time we boolean, I would advise this method. It's the best, it works, it's perfect. Just you use it to even out the topology, so when you inflate or sculpt in again over it, it just keeps a nice uniform look. I'm sure you guys have seen this. You get artifacts sometimes in Blender when you have 2 different objects with uneven topology between them. Sculpting between them can cause a lot of issues. So yeah, that is why we do that all the time. We'll remind you all the time, repetition is the mother of all learning. Yes, we are cheesy, but indeed it works. So anyway, so here we just working in the the cervical muscles, and building out the clavicle, going back to the back muscles, joining between the neck and the back, the trapezius muscles, and try to always use good God, try to always build on your muscle structure based on the flow of muscle. I don't always do it, to be dead honest, but yeah, the best practice is to flow with muscle structure. Always helps with the animating, helps with the rigging, helps with the deform when you're moving the body, and yeah. So practice good practices, because perfect practice will make perfect permanent, and yeah, flow with that. So here we're just jumping back and forth between working on the upper body or the upper torso and working on the gluteals, going back and forth, building in some good form into our pelvic area, where our, I can't remember the name of these muscles ever. Yes, the external obliques, that's the one. Yeah, so we're just working in that into the form, getting it to be a little bit better. You want something that looks good, kind of half stylizing and also going for a realism feel here. So we'll keep going with that in mind and jumping back and forth, as I said before. Going back and forth just keeps it from not being monotonous, so you can enjoy yourself going back and forth with the sculpting. It helps you to keep going, enduring. Every day you can sculpt and it never gets boring. Always fun. You always find another way to make your own mundane work more enjoyable and, well, yes, less mundane. And there we've worked in our cervical muscles, the clavicle is sorted, and now we just mask the body off so we can lift the head with the G brush. I gave this character a little bit of an elongated neck, just to get a nice feel for her. I don't know, I feel it's a nice aesthetic for her. Yeah, and just fixing up the volume between the joining of the cervical and the cranial and the, well, torso. And here we just building and adding in a little bit of volume to our chin, just to make it look a little bit better, give it a bit more of a realistic volume to it, flatten it out a bit more. And here we're working in our mammary muscles. We're adding in the breast tissue, the breast muscles. Not entirely, just kind of preparing a nice base and foundation onto it, so we'll have something good to work with. Okay, and now that we've got the basic outline there, so we can have an idea of what we're working with and building in the abdominal muscles. So we always have a good perspective to work with, We could build them out without the breast being there, but then again, the female abdominal muscles take on a slightly different shape because of the fact that they need to accommodate the mammary muscles and the fat tissue that comes with the breast and such. So you need to keep that in mind when you're sculpting. And yes, we'll keep these family friendly. They will be flat in form. This is just to help us and understand and have a bit of volume to it. And yeah, I hope it will remain like so in future. So yeah, just prudent, not a prude. Okay, so here we've blocked in our abdominal muscles, and we can take the grab brush and just reposition and make sure we've got a good proportional form to it, proportionally. I don't know if that's English, but it is today. So that just to make sure that the upper part of the abdominal muscles aren't too big in relativity in relation to the rest of the abdominal. So yeah, we decided to scrap it, smooth it out, and decided, I'm gonna just go with the fully stylized look and ignore the whole realism thing. But yes, always try to work in understanding what the exact muscle structure and proportions function as in the human body. Of course, there isn't a single set in stone body or torso, but there are general rules. Study anatomy, put them to work. Okay, and here we're just adding some slight definition to abdominal area, to our six-pack, not the beer, the muscles. So yeah, just building that volume into it, and going back down, fixing our obliques and our gluteal muscles, just getting a nice feel there. Alright, we're just smoothing it out, getting it to look more desirable, more whatever that means. And just using the different brushes, your crease brushes, your pinch brushes, smoothing out, adding some inflation. Use the crab brush if you don't like proportions, and just keep moving back and forth. Especially like the idea of keep working back and forth, back and forth. It allows you to just to endure more. You can keep going. It gives you that run like a horse kind of thing. Alright, and here we just adding in our navel. Not really necessary, but just the character will look a bit more human if you do that. I would suggest you add in the navel. And here we're just fixing up the mammaries, just so we don't use the immature word boobies. And yeah, here Blender decided, hey, I got no idea what causes that, by the way. So if anybody knows, please do leave me some comments. I would like to find out. I've seen it does this every once in a while, and I would have to either go back into object mode and back. Actually, more specifically, you would have to activate dynamic topology and go back, which is a problem if you don't want your mesh to actually triangulate. So if anybody knows what's the cause of that, please do share with me. Share a link if you have one. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, going on. Okay, and here I'm just fixing up the upper end of the abdominal muscles. Spent quite a bit of time on it. Maybe a bit more time than I should have, but you gotta do everything with the spirit of excellence. You gotta when you do something, do it right. Okay? Yeah, so I worked on that here, and I kept going back and forth, refining, deciding whether I'm gonna go with the look or not. And that's the nice thing about being able to work loosely as well, is that you can play and have fun, but as well on the other end, you do want to sometimes come with a good plan in mind, just so you don't spend hours doing something that you end up not liking in the first place. So, begin with an end in mind, but also feel free to be loose and just play and have fun. That's why we do this. That's what we artists do. So, yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, I believe that principle applies to everything in life. Even if you're not an artist and you're just somebody enjoying watching this, if you enjoy your job, it makes it that much easier to just keep going and do it with the spirit of excellence. So, pour that in there. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Hallelujah. Anyway, so I think we will call this quits for this video. The body doesn't really change much from here, and this is what we will work with. And let me know what you think. Give me some comments, and enjoy it. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your blendering time. Enjoy your learning time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please join me in the next one, where we will be adding in our limbs, just pimping her out a little bit, and keeping in mind the style which you will see within the future videos. So anyway, click like, subscribe, please share this, pass it on to your friends. Till next time, cheers.